and the topic for tonight's sisters, it's time to wake up. Okay, we're doing this. This is my first reaction video, if you will, to this session that Jesse Lee Peterson had with Godfrey. And he's talking about women, and we're going into this, and I'm having to break this down on a molecular level as well as a scientific level so that we understand what's going on. And one of my main statements that I've just made is that all males come from a woman who's in chaos or turmoil. Also, I've made the comment that when we're talking about the male, this is a genetically modified, unnatural, parasitic, recessive being. And that when, I know this sounds harsh, but I need women to pay attention and understand what a male is so that when you're doing business with them, you know the nature of this being. Well, if we understand the nature of a genetically modified being, well, what do? They want to take over that which created it. And men think they're supposed to take over women. They think they're supposed to run things even though they're not natural. If we're talking about getting back to nature, how do you think you're going to get back to nature with a being that's not natural? And again, that's not a diss to my brother. I'm just telling you what the facts are. How do you follow a being that comes from you? That's like you trying to follow the child as the mother. No, the child's supposed to follow you. And we're going to get into that in a second too. But the nature of a genetically modified being is to take over that which created it. Also, the nature of a parasitic being is to make the host think that it cannot live without the parasite. And when you understand the nature of the being, you will know better how to contract with the being, as opposed to it's coming in and you thinking, oh, well, I thought we was equal and I thought you respected me. The nature of a GMO being and a parasitic being is not to respect the host. They want to take over. They want to control. And if you don't allow them to control, in most cases, they'll kill you. I hope that you all aren't having this issue, but when I deal with, we're going to get into this, your so-called battered woman, then you're going to understand what the game is. You're going to understand why these beings do what they do. Now, when you respect their nature, then you can have a better contract with them. But if you're not respecting that, then the problem is not them, it's you. They told you who they are. This guy, Jesse Lee Peterson, he has told you who he is. He's rabbit. Rabbit. Not rabbit, but rabbit as in crazy in his mind. He's rabbit. So if you go into a contract with a rabbit being, the problem is not them, it's you. This is why back in the day they say don't be sleeping with a man for 6 months, or don't be sleeping. Why? Because you need to know who you're sleeping with. And some of y'all women, y'all sleeping with straight up demons. Rabid demons. And you're not even knowing it. But you want to blame him. But the problem is not him. The problem is you. Women, it's time to wake up. Jolie says, I just must say how uneducated that comment was about women being inferior in driver's seat. Why do the insurance go down at a certain age for women and not males? Okay. Like I said, he makes some comments out of ignorance. And so we're going to go through it. All right, let's carry on with this conversation.
Is that a beta male?
I'm alpha.
Is that a beta male that does that?
Nah, maybe sometimes let her drive.
Why?
Because you don't feel like it. Sleepy.
Beta?
Tired. No beta. I'm alpha. All 100%. I've been driven around by women.
Would you ever, as an adult male, ride in a car and the woman is driving?
Would I ever?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've done it plenty of times. Where a woman's driving and I'm sitting back chilling. And it depends. Listen, it depends on how you're sitting in the car. If you're sitting up all upright, you look like a beta male. But if you leaning back, boom, that means that's you get a gangster lean. It means you know you running it. You know what I'm saying? Drive me around, girl. You got to make sure you push that chair all the way back like this. You got to be like that all the way.
Have
back.
you noticed that
like
no
that.
one treat the black man worse than the black woman does?
White men do.
No.
No, white men treat
black women treat black men worse than any other race on earth.
No,
or any other people.
you are wrong.
How am I wrong?
You are wrong because it's proven.
How
You've been
is
on this planet a pretty long time, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
How is it that the white man treat them worse than the black woman does?
How are you going to even question white male treatment?
What do you mean?
They treat us like crap.
Not
every. Okay, listen. I'm going to make sure not every white man is
Your
bad.
camera's here.
Oh, not every. Oh, you telling me? Amazing. Listen, not every white man is bad, but the worst treatment of black men is white males and then white women.
Have you been treated badly by a white man?
Of course.
And I'm
sorry to say, of course, but sorry, but
what did they do to you?
Oh, they discriminated against me.
In what way?
By not letting me have certain opportunities because of what I look like.
Do you discriminate?
It depends. If it's like
do
you ugly,
discriminate?
yeah, ugly, yeah.
Do you discriminate?
Yes, I do.
So,
I'm shallow like that.
So
sometimes.
the white man that would not let you
because of my color, my
have
skin.
the job.
Yes.
Was he wrong?
Yes, he was.
So is it wrong for you to discriminate against ugly women?
Well, I don't necessarily discriminate. I just.
You said you did.
I just don't choose them.
Were you wrong for not choosing them?
I don't know. It depends on what angle you look at it. You know, it really depends.
If black women are so if white man is wrong for doing it, why is it that black men are not wrong for doing it? Black men and women, why is there an excuse for that?
For what? Black
discriminating.
Men discriminating. I don't want to use that word discriminating.
What word you would like to use?
Because with white men discriminating against us, that's the proper word. You know, to use.
What?
Discrimination is usually whites discriminating against ethnic people.
Is it only wrong when white people discriminate?
No, it's wrong when anybody does it.
So is it wrong for black people to discriminate?
It is, but we don't really have the power to discriminate that much.
Then why you do it?
I don't do it.
But why do black people do it if they don't have the power to do it?
When do they do it? When do black people do it?
All the time.
When?
You're discriminating right now.
When?
Don't you disagree with me about things?
Do I disagree with you about things?
Yeah.
Pretty much everything.
That's discrimination.
No, it's disagreement.
So he says black women treat black men the worst. And he goes on to say later on in this thing that black women hate black men. And I do want to just say this, that again, that is what he sees in his circle. Because again, the melanated women that I deal with, and I don't deal with no black women, I deal with melanated women who are right in their mind. They don't have any hatred towards the melanated male. And so my thing is, when he's speaking, he's only speaking from his small circle of whomever he's been dealing with. And then he's speaking about how the women have treated him. But let's understand, he's manifested that. So I've spoken about the universal laws here all of the time. And let's be clear. If the women in your circle are acting a certain way towards you, or the men in your circle are acting a certain way towards you, you have attracted them. You brought them into your circle. So if you get a whole bunch of disrespectful males and they're saying disrespectful things and acting hateful and all of that, let's understand that they are only reflecting who you are. So if he's getting women in his circle that are hateful and disrespectful and have disdain towards him, that has to do with what he created in his own mind. And part of that, I'm going to go back to this. This man, his mother did some stuff to him. He's hurting. When I look at him, you know, of course, everybody who I've seen on his show, a lot of people I've seen on his show, they call him Uncle Ruckus. But this man is in pain. His mother did some dirt to him. And part of the issues is that people don't recognize that when they see somebody like him. They just see like a old, hateful man or what have you. But this man has been through it. His mother put him through it. His mother didn't show him somebody that made him feel that he needed to show respect to women, because the only thing he sees in women is something that should be shunned and hated. Stefan, I want to get you in here on this.
Basically, he's reflecting how he feels about women. So, or even men, because I don't even think he respects men as a whole. He don't. If it's outside of himself, because he thinks he's higher than everybody else, he's on the platform. But I mean, he's on his own level, and he thinks no one else measures up to where he's at. So nobody measures to his own standard. Nobody else measures up, and he has a disdain for anybody else. Even when he's interviewing Godfrey, it's like he doesn't even really have respect for him. The way he's like kind of interviewing him is like he's kind of mocking him when he's interviewing him.
Hold on. Matthew Maui says we need to hear a man's perspective. Matthew, are you a man? You want to give your perspective? Because we'll send you the link. But yeah, Stefana, what do you think about, and thank you for saying that, he doesn't have any respect for anyone for that matter, because he's been disrespectful, as you said, to Godfrey. So, but what do you think about the fact that this man has an issue with his mother? He's been hurt some kind of way, and that when I see him, I just see a hurt man. I don't, he's vicious, he's malicious, and as far as I'm concerned, he's a monster. But I also just see a very hurt man. What is your thoughts about that?
I mean, that goes back to the old saying: "Hurt people hurt people."
Yeah.
So if he's hurting, he's out there. You know what? I'm gonna hurt the people. He might be consciously doing it. Hurt people. He's gonna hurt as many people, and it's gonna make him feel better to see other people hurt. So that's probably his goal. You know, I'm gonna hurt it and make sure enough people are crying, and and be destructive in his path. And maybe his platform is his path to hurt. To tear down as many people and be destructive, and he's accomplishing that goal.
Okay.
Because he's very negative. Very negative and very ill-informed.
Okay, thank you.